Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Specializing in Nothing, our weekly podcast where we talk about anything that happened throughout the week that caught our attention. Yes, this is a show all about our interests, so deal with it. I'm your host, Omar Reyes.
Something really nice to say to the fans. Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it. Like, it's kind of about us, like what we want to talk about, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's about what they want to listen to, but
sure.
Deal with it. I'm your host, Omar Reyes, and this is Carlos Peter Perez. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things that we have coming up. If this video gets 100 likes...
This man wrote a script.
Yes, I did.
And is ready to go for the script.
Especially after last time.
Wow.
And you kept it all in.
Yeah, you thought I was obvious.
I know you were going to keep it in. This is why I wrote a script.
This man really wrote a script. Okay.
If this video gets 100 likes, then Carlos is going to debut a song off his hotly anticipated mixtape, Halarkar Chronicles. All right, let's get started.
This man really wrote a script.
Yes. Wow. And it's on the internet now, so you're going to have to debut that song. 100 likes. 100 likes.
100 likes. Anyways, all right, so first thing on the docket, which
I was actually practicing on the way.
I bet you were. You were in the mirror this morning, like Eminem, Mom Spaghetti, just spitting.
Arms ahead.
Yeah, so I guess first things to talk about, because it's everywhere, the sports boycott started by, I believe, the New York Knicks, because they've been boycotting the playoffs since 2013.
Yes. New York is always at the forefront of
so
most political.
Obviously, NBA kind of shut it down, and then a whole bunch of other places followed suit. Soccer, some baseball games shut down. WNBA, which I honestly didn't know they were even playing. I was like, oh shit, you guys are still here? I was like, yeah, that's cool.
I didn't know they were playing. What I will say is, it was actually started by, I believe it was the Bucks.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks.
The Milwaukee Bucks. They just didn't show up. They just completely ditched it. They went out, and I think it was a really, really cool move on their part. Obviously, if the series was tied or if they were losing the series, I don't think they would have done it.
I mean, OKC shut it down. They're tied up, right? 2-2 or 3-2?
Yeah, but that's after the Bucks already took the initiative.
But they still shut it down.
Yeah,
so they could have been like, nah, we're playing this, but they did.
I mean, regardless, I think it's a really cool move on their part. They have a voice where a lot of people don't. And people can say, keep sports out of politics, but this isn't about politics. This is about...
Keep politics out of sports.
Same difference.
What you meant to say.
Well, right now, this is...
Keep sports out of politics.
Keeping politics out of sports, yeah. But this isn't about politics. This is something that's going on in our world, and this is something that needs to be addressed. And people need to hear about it. And if this is what it takes, then, kind of so be it.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I love to see how powerful the NBA has just become globally. That, other leagues decided to follow suit. I know that they had a voting yesterday to see if they were going to continue the playoffs or not. They are continuing, even though allegedly both LA teams voted no, which is kind of interesting.
Now, here's my thing. If both LA teams are just like, we are not playing, that kind of takes away the legitimacy of anybody who actually wins the championship. Because I feel like those are the two front runners to actually win the whole thing.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, you could say that about like lockout years, but those titles still count. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't...
If you want to throw... You could say that about like Jordan retiring. If he didn't retire, maybe he gets 8 straight. It's all what ifs.
No, this is not a what if. This is two of the best teams. I mean,
the Clippers are struggling with the Mavs right now.
Okay.
And you don't know what's going to happen in the next round. So it literally is a bunch of what ifs. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to challenge it.
I still think a lot of people would question the legitimacy of the actual championship. Obviously, it's still going to stand. The team whoever wins is going to have it.
Yes, they're going to play. They're not going to play. They're going to be there. Whether their heart will be in it, who knows? But they're still going to be on the court playing basketball.
I mean, this is we're going to end up seeing what happens. Because LeBron apparently, when they were in the meeting, got upset. Left and then... I
mean, like the stars, they don't have to play. But there's guys that need this paycheck that are gonna... That's not a joke. It's serious. There's guys that... Same thing with like football and stuff like that. Like those guys need those paychecks. So they're gonna show up and play whether they want to or not, but because they have to feed their families and stuff like that. Like that's...
Understandable.
I'm trying to boycott work my whole entire life. But I still have to show up sometimes.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. Oh yeah, and I don't know if you saw the Dominic Smith thing. He had a whole breakdown, which was very heartfelt.
Yeah.
He took a knee during the anthem. It was good to see like baseball getting involved,
which is something you almost never see.
Now baseball is very like old school.
Yeah,
and with their unwritten rules and stuff like that. But it was nice to see Dom take a knee, and it's very little emotional speech. Especially he's a New York Met. Seeing the Yankees doing that, but that's neither here nor there.
Keep going. No, keep going.
That, but you think so?
Yeah, you can keep going. You're just gonna let it simmer?
Yes, we'll let that sink in. That the Yankees don't care about black people. But yeah, then WNBA did it too, which is great. Soccer, a whole bunch of other sports were doing it, which is cool. I know a lot of people stopped playing 2K out of solidarity to do it as well.
Did they?
No, that's just
that would have been really cool. I would have been honestly more impressed about that.
The Black Lives Matter thing, where 2K in my park, a bunch of people, they just got online and they all wore the shirts and just stood in the park without playing. That was actually a real thing, which is really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there were I know GTA shut down their service for a whole day in solidarity. Obviously, PlayStation had postponed their whole PS5.
PlayStation had a whole shutdown. What was it, yesterday? That was them doing it out of solidarity?
Was it really?
No, they had a literal, they had a malfunction or something like that, like a day ago or something.
Oh, really?
The servers got shut down. Just typical
I didn't even know
stuff.
that.
Yeah. It was mostly in the UK that it happened.
Okay. Makes sense. They don't need it.
Yeah, that happened. All right. Anything else you want to say about the soccer? Do you want to move on to something else?
I mean, just kind of keep staying in the realm of sports. I know this doesn't really have much to do with the protests or anything like that, but kind of just like, first thing that jumped up in my mind, Messi. I don't know if you heard anything that's going on with him.
I don't know. What sport does he play?
He's like one of the greatest football players of all time.
Oh, what team? He's
Barcelona.
That's not. Is that what the CFL? AFL?
I hate you. Okay. Just to play along, soccer.
Oh, soccer.
Yes.
Okay, I don't watch that
football.
Sport. Nor do I.
Yeah, he's probably the biggest star.
Not that big.
You sure about that?
I mean, soccer's only popular because it costs a ball. Like, that's exactly how much it costs to play soccer, is a ball. That's why it's so popular.
Yeah. I mean, it's a worldwide sport. It's the only worldwide sport, I would argue.
There's a bunch of worldwide sports.
As big as soccer now.
Because it costs a ball. That's why it's so popular. You don't need any equipment. You just need a ball.
You need a goal.
You can make a goal out of anything.
You can. You definitely can, because I used to do that when I was younger.
So it costs literally a ball.
No, but
play,
okay, but
and that's why it's so popular.
So, all right.
Most sports need, equipment.
You are a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
As am I. How did you feel? This is something we never touched upon in the channel, just because when it happened, we hadn't started up the channel, and it was kind of just like when are we? We'll see when we bring it up.
Okay.
Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. Like, I know it's old news by now, but obviously he's
I didn't know this, but thank you.
You didn't know that Tom Brady left the Patriots?
How did I feel about Tom Brady
also
leaving?
wrong.
Oh, it's because Messi's leaving? I did hear about that. He's going somewhere
so
else.
he wants to leave Barcelona. He's been in Barcelona his entire career. He is kind of he grew up playing there, and it's kind of a big deal that he's wanting to leave. He's supposed to go to Man City, according to reports, which is really big. The fact that he's kind of going into another different league, and apparently there's also a clause in his contract, and this is all speculation, but he wants to finish his career in the MLS playing for NYFC, which I think is really cool. And I see from your reaction you have zero interest in anything having to do with football, so I'm just gonna...
You just said a lot of acronyms that I didn't understand.
Okay.
For sure. I'm happy for him and the MLS and the YMCA or wherever he's going. Yes. And I wish him nothing but the best.
NYFC, New York Football Club.
New York Football Club.
Yes.
Cool. Wasn't aware we had a club, but that's cool.
We do. It's a relatively new one. Relatively. Maybe 5-6 years. they play in one of the greatest stadiums in the world.
Unfortunately, they play football in that stadium. It's not a bad part.
But all right, yeah. It was just something that jumped into my mind because it had something to do with sports, and
it was a sport.
Apparently. It is a sport. It's a huge sport.
It looks like intense cardio to me. People running.
All right, sure, okay.
Any game that can end 0-0, I'm not gonna watch. Like that just sounds.
I mean, technically football,
but it doesn't.
I mean, I know it doesn't,
and
but
there's
like
actual action. You know, there's hits. There's the real football.
The real football. Like, okay. All right. Let's move on because you are frustrating me. Next topic.
This man brought up football and decided to call it football.
It is. It's football.
It's fucking soccer. It's fucking soccer.
All right.
Also, Subway Series is happening. If you want to keep talking about sports,
is it now? When is it?
I don't know. It got postponed because of the whole Corona thing that happened with the Mets in Miami. So I think it's, and now with the whole boycott thing, I don't even know if the Mets are boycotting games, even though they played yesterday. I don't know what's happening with that. Or who's boycotting for that matter. I don't really know.
I mean, it could be just MLB. MLB.
I know we have one more game against the Marlins, and then I think it's the next day. Allegedly, it's supposed to start. Series? Might be a bunch of doubleheaders because this is the Yankee side of the Subway Series. The Mets side was supposed to come first, but obviously the Corona thing happened.
So it's going to be that's a lot of games. There's a lot
of 6 games.
Yeah,
so they'll probably do a couple doubleheaders or make it up later in the season. I don't know how the 60-game thing works, but yeah,
I see the Yankees going 6-0, sweeping the Mets. I see it happening,
despite being on a 4-game losing streak.
I see it happening. I think that's what they need. The Mets
and all the injuries the Yankees have had.
Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about those injuries.
You really think you're going to sweep the Mets? 6 straight.
The Mets suck, right? You remember that one time we went to a Subway Series game last year? Okay, but I'm talking about the guys that were like
I don't remember that. I just remember us winning that game.
Mets suck.
Handily winning that game.
Why are you calling me? Okay.
I just remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they play. Mets only, I think, 3-4 games out of first place. So it'd be nice to beat up on the Yankees and get back into first place.
Yeah, sure. It's not happening. Anyway, moving on.
Would you like to wager something on this?
Oh, you know what?
People can't say that you didn't do.
Are we doing like best of the series or like
you said they're gonna sweep? So why don't you back your words up and put some money on them sweeping us?
All right, give me 1 second.
Now he's texting his accountant to see if he can move the money around.
What you want to bet? What do
you want? You're the one who has this bold acclamation that they're going to sweep the Mets.
They're going to sweep the Mets.
So what are you wagering that they sweep the Mets?
How many days? When did you say the series starts? In like 2 days?
It could start tomorrow. I could look it up. I'm pretty sure it starts tomorrow. Subway Series. Like I said, it could. I believe it does. I don't know. Not showing me anything. Cool. Crazy Subway Series ahead of coronavirus. That's just 3 days ago. It's a day ago. Cool. But I think it starts tomorrow. Like my phone said tomorrow, but like I said, in the midst of all this craziness, who knows when it'll actually start. What year are we in? 2020, right?
We are in 2020.
I just wanted to see. Yeah, so it says tomorrow, doubleheader, 4:05 and 7:05. Those would be the first 2 games of the series, barring any type of, obviously, postponement due to the boycotting. Oh,
see,
yeah,
the thing is
6 straight games. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, 5 straight games.
5 straight games, Jesus Christ.
Of Mets and Yankees.
And I'm thinking about the injuries right now, and
no, don't.
I gotta think about the injuries.
No, you boldly stated, knowing all of this, that it was going to be a 6-0 sweep. Now you got one less game. Only got to win 5 games now. 5 games straight. You believe your battered Yankees are gonna win?
Okay, all right.
Against a now enraged Dominic Smith, he swings that bat with the Black Lives Matter logo on it. That's what you're going to be dealing with.
That's what I'm going to be dealing with.
I don't know how many white pitchers your Yankees have, but they're going to be in for some trouble. All right?
There's a lot of white pitchers.
Exactly.
Almost all of them. Yeah.
His ancestors will be with him on the field that night.
Yeah.
All 5 of those games. So what would you like to wager, sir?
I don't know. You know what? We'll wager a food. A meal.
Food after being so bold. This man said meal.
All right. What do you want to wager?
This man is just.
What do you want to wager?
Bitch. I don't know. That's why I thought you would have something good. I don't have
anything good. You put me on the spot with the bet.
Thought you would have something, but you didn't have anything prepared because you had the script. So I thought maybe.
Oh, I scripted having the
bets or something. I don't know. No, we'll come back to it at the end. If I think of anything good, I'm gonna Google embarrassing bets and see what I come up with.
All right, sure. We could do slap bet. You know, I'm always down for slap bet.
Slap bet is trash, though.
What?
Just one slap is not good. We make up that the 6th game
later on.
The September 3rd, apparently. It's like a random after we play the Orioles. But yeah. So that bet will be TBD. There goes this Rob Manfred thing again. I'm very curious. Holy shit, Rob Manfred is trying to force the Mets to pull a social justice awareness stunt tonight by having players symbolically leave the field at 7:10 before returning an hour later to play at 8:10, even though the players don't want to play tonight.
Okay.
So the players don't want to play, and Rob Manfred is trying to make them do something stupid, even though they don't want to play.
Now, if you're the Mets players, I mean, obviously, it's kind of hard to say no. I'm not going to play. But
I mean, you can't suspend the whole team. You know, so if they don't show the field, what are you going to do?
I mean, but everybody would have to be on board.
That's what I'm saying. So if they're saying the players don't want to play, then I assume that means the players.
I mean, that's so vague. It could be, a couple players. It could be most players. It could be all. I mean,
well, the point is, if majority don't want to play, you're not going to suspend. I don't know how big a baseball roster is, but
let's just say half the team. You're not going to suspend half the team.
We're going to have a bunch of relievers playing third base, and that's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, and especially with the COVID thing, I know they're dealing with that in football, where signing people to training camp is really hard because they got to get 3 negative tests apparently in order to play. So you sign the person, and they got to test negative 3 times before they can even touch the field. That's
crazy. I didn't even know that.
It's the world we live in now.
I mean, yeah. Who knows how long this is going to go on for, honestly.
Apparently there's a bunch of injuries to a lot of big name players last week, so players are scrambling to sign people.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, sitting on your ass for 3 months because of COVID.
I doubt they were sitting on their ass. They're professional athletes.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't do much for at least a month when it was crazy. You know what I mean? Because there was a moment in time where it was just don't go outside. Don't even leave your house.
These are guys who have a lot of money that can pay to be, trained indoors.
Yeah, but
do stuff like that.
Doesn't mean that they did. I mean, the only one I know for a fact.
Once again, these are guys who
didn't care.
Make money off of their body. So Tom Brady was definitely eating his avocado ice cream and taking care of his body.
That's what I'm saying. There's only one person I know for a fact was not even listening to the rules because he was literally going to parks to practice.
Most of these guys are coming to camp in shape because it's their job to be.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying that they're not in shape. What I'm saying is that they could not be in the shape they need to be in order to actually perform their job. Does that make sense? Sure. If they're getting injured the way they are...
it's, injuries happen no matter what.
Injuries happen. But if you're saying that there's a lot of injuries... That
it's just because the top players, in league that were hurt. I don't have a list in front of me, but I briefly saw it on Pat McAfee's podcast. I was like, oh, shit, all these players got hurt. But... yeah, they're blaming the not having the preseason games, so guys aren't getting their body in shape and stuff like that.
I mean,
a lot of injuries happen in preseason, which fucks up people in the regular season.
you're gonna get injured regardless. Like, not that you're gonna get injured, but injuries happen. It just does. It's football. It's a very, very physical sport.
That is very, very true. All right. I think we talked enough on sports. Actually, we shouldn't talk about sports and boycotted sports today as a show of solidarity, and we didn't do that.
You know what? I agree.
I'm going to cut all of that out and put it in for another week.
All right, cool.
All right.
So let's just, you know what? Let's just pretend none of this happened. Just
leave.
Just leave.
It's solidarity. Did you see when Kenny did that? It was so awkward because you would think that like Chuck and Shaq would follow him out, and they just all sat there like,
okay,
cool.
That's
what I thought was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna be a moment like all of them leaving the studio, taking off their mics, and walking out, and it was just him.
It was kind of cringy.
And then the way the camera just panned out, I was like, okay, this is just weird. I like it.
I mean,
shout outs to Kenny for doing that. I'm pretty sure he's going to get paid regardless, so it wasn't really a big deal. But cool that he did it. You would think that the other two would follow.
You would think.
I mean, but Ernie can maybe get a pass, but you would think that Shaq and Chuck would turn around and be like, all right, cool.
Especially, I mean,
when Shaq was just there staring at him, and then Chuck was like twiddling his fingers. It was weird. I don't know.
We're not talking sports anymore. Solidarity.
Yeah, so that's done. We're done. Even though we're a little kind of late on it because we haven't had time, but the DC fandom thing that happened
almost a week ago.
Really? Wow.
What was it, Saturday?
Yo no sé mañana.
I'm pretty sure it was Saturday.
But
Yo no sé mañana.
It was dope. A lot of good stuff. The Snyder Cut, Suicide Squad, Black Adam, Wonder Woman, and then obviously the games too, which looked really great.
What I will say, DCEU is looking like they're kind of finding their footing. You know, it's definitely been a rough. They've had a rough go of it.
We'll see. I mean, it really all bank on how good that Snyder Cut is.
It really does bank on that. If the Snyder Cut delivers, they're going to continue that. The sky's
the limit. If it does, but I don't think it will.
I mean, the little 4-hour episodic journey. I'm excited for it. I know you have all the reason to be kind of pessimistic about it and not really believe it can be anything. I'm excited for it. I'm having a little bit of faith, just because I love DC, you know, and I know you do too. But it's just Justice League was horrible. It is the worst DCEU movie. Yeah, it's worse than
Suicide Squad?
I forgot Suicide Squad.
Yeah, a lot of people forgot Suicide Squad.
Okay, but I'm talking like it's the worst movie to come out in the last decade, maybe 2 decades. You know what? It's the worst movie that has Batman in it.
Suicide Squad has Batman in it.
For like 2 seconds.
Still in the movie.
Yeah, fuck you.
A couple times too, on the Joker's car and in the alleyway with that shot.
Which was a really cool scene. It was pretty cool. All right, you know what? Scratch that. It's the second worst DCEU movie.
Well, okay, DCEU. Because if you're saying Batman, you also got like Val Kilmer's Batman and Clooney's Batman.
Yeah, I love
the bad credit card. Never leave home.
I love the bad credit card. Are you kidding me? I love it. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the best.
Jesus Christ. His freeze palms. You need to chill out. Ice to meet you. I was like, please stop.
I love it. Yes. I love it. And you know what? Okay, I will say this on record. George Clooney's Batman wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. I think Val Kilmer's was worse.
I'd say Kilmer over Clooney.
What? No.
That's the Iceman, man.
No.
Disrespect Kilmer like that. Clooney's was horrible.
Now the movie itself is bad.
I mean, all of them.
I just don't think his performance as Batman was bad.
I have to rewatch. I haven't seen these movies in like over a decade. Because I saw them once, and once the one time I saw it was enough as a child. I'm not going back to this.
We'll rewatch it, and we'll kind of circle back to this, kind of see
who's the worst. We can do that, like a tier list for that.
Yeah,
who's
a tier list for that.
Worst Batman?
Especially now that we have. I mean, we'll get to that at the end because I kind of want to spend a little more time on that specific trailer. But I'm excited for the Justice League Snyder Cut. I've been a big fan of Ben Affleck as Batman. I know you know this. I know you get upset whenever I tell you that I like his interpretation of Batman better than Christian Bale's. I know it heats. I know you get heated when I say it. I'm talking about Batman. Like, not the movies. The movies are obviously better. But Batfleck, I like Batfleck. I really do. I like the suit. I like the way he fights.
Suit was great.
The suit is great.
I give you the suit.
Now, the Justice League suit, not as nice as the Batman v Superman one.
They turned Batman into a little pussy in Justice League.
They turned Bruce Wayne into a little pussy.
No, it turned Batman into a little pussy. Wait, no, I didn't like what they did to Batman.
Now the thing is, will that be fixed in the Snyder Cut? Was that what was originally in there for him?
Let's think how much of Joss Whedon is in the actual.
That's what we don't know, which is why
I'm not that much.
I'm keeping my glass half full. I want to believe that he made Batman really cool in Batman v Superman, like really cool. I want to believe that he wanted to continue that because he knew what he had with Ben Affleck as Batman. I'm just choosing to believe that. We'll see what happens when that actually comes out. Now, you touched upon Wonder Woman. What is it? 1984.
Right, 84.
84. I'm excited for the movie. I saw Wonder Woman. I saw it again not so long ago, like 2-3 days ago. I forgot how much I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I remember cool. You know what it is? It is the DC equivalent to Captain America: First Avenger,
which was cool.
Again, another movie that I really enjoyed. I'm saying that we're not on the same page on a lot of this.
I mean,
you just have
first Captain America wildly overrated. It's okay.
Wow,
it's cool. It's not. And then Wonder Woman was the same thing. It was cool. I mean, here I specialize in nothing. We love women. And
I was just going to say, it sounds like you're being a little sexist right now.
But I'm not sexist. They're both cool. They were just cool.
Cancel Carlos.
Whether it was Chris Evans or Gal Gadot, it was cool. I was like, all right, this is a movie that's better than most. But not the best.
Definitely at that time, the best DCEU movie. Definitely at that time. That's not saying a lot. I understand that.
You could have put like a Superman suit on like a piece of shit into like a stop motion movie of that. And you'd be like, oh,
no, you got to put some classic on that.
That's pretty good.
You got to put some classic syrup on that.
That's disgusting. I get where you're going.
Yeah,
they're not, but I got what
they don't get it.
Yeah,
you get it. All right.
Should use inside jokes that they're not gonna understand. But
I'm excited for it. I enjoyed it, and
Kristen Wiig as a villain is very weird.
It's super weird.
Around, so,
but we got our first look at Cheetah, and
CGI looks pretty wonky.
I mean, but hopefully they fix that. Better than Cats, which again is not saying much
either.
But it's definitely something I'm looking forward to, and it should be one of the next like superhero movies we actually get in theaters. Whether or not they release it before Black Widow, we'll see. But it's exciting. It's, just the fact that it's coming out soon. Obviously, it was supposed to come out a couple months ago, but coronavirus.
Yeah, and then they showed the Black Adam.
Black Adam, that looked. I mean, it wasn't much.
Looked cool.
It looked cool.
There was
It's Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, sure.
He cool.
Suicide Squad, all the characters they showed. Weasel still haunts my nightmares.
Oh my god, that was so scary. That was hard. So many people in this movie. Like,
it's a polka dot man. Like,
yeah,
they just went deep into the rogue gallery. I guess so.
I mean, we are talking about.
I was just like, what?
Who's the director? Tim Gunn. No,
Gunn is
Gunn. James Gunn. James Gunn. I was thinking about the well, he does like suits or something. Yeah, James Gunn. I mean, he kind of did the same with Guardians of the Galaxy.
True.
They weren't well known at all, and then he made them well known.
Polka Dot Man.
We'll see what happens. Maybe Polka Dot Man is the way to go.
Out of everybody in the gallery, in Batman's gallery, you grab Polka Dot Man.
A lot of star power in this movie. You got John Cena, which I didn't expect. Yeah. We got our guy Pete Davidson. He's in the movie. I was really excited to see he's in the movie.
It's gonna be interesting.
Idris Elba went from Marvel to DC. Let's see if it was worth it.
I mean, I wanted him to be Jon Stewart. I didn't want him to be...
That would have been perfect.
Whatever he is in this movie. Who was he in this movie?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Too many characters.
Jon Stewart would have been great.
Jon Stewart.
They don't want a black Green Lantern.
I mean, they should.
DC's racist.
No, they're getting Tyrese. Remember?
Tyrese. If Tyrese becomes Green Lantern, I will never watch a DC movie ever in my life. I don't want him as.
I don't want him as Green Lantern either.
Horrifying.
But Idris Elba would have been the perfect. Jon Stewart
or him. The whole James Bond thing. Who knows that'll ever happen?
I mean, that could be a reason why. You never know. You never know with these things.
Hopefully, this movie tanks really bad, and we can have him as Green Lantern.
I mean, I don't want it to tank. But
same thing, like I wanted Venom to bomb so hard just so I could have Tom Hardy as Wolverine.
Tom Hardy Wolverine would have been pretty cool. But at the same time, Venom was cool.
It was cool,
Yeah. Pussy.
It was funny. It was definitely funny.
Yeah. Eating the raw lobster was weird when he jumped into the fish tank to cool down and started eating. It was a little weird.
And the wig on Woody Harrelson was very weird as well.
Super weird.
Little Raggedy Ann wig he had on.
I did not enjoy that.
For sure.
Woody Harrelson, I love.
Yeah.
The wig was not
good. I don't know what toy they ripped that off of and put it on his head.
God, it looks so bad.
It looked horrible. But back to Suicide Squad.
They didn't really show much, so I don't know what to think of it at all.
Margot's back, which is cool.
It's cool.
Margot's cool.
She's cool.
I like Birds of Prey. Wasn't my cup of tea.
I liked it. It was there were things that I didn't like about it, but overall, like I liked Harley's part in it.
Rosie Perez's voice mildly annoys me. In most films she's in that I see.
I think that's just a prejudice on your part, just because it just annoys you. But what I will say,
it's like the
Ewan McGregor,
Latina Fran Drescher.
I loved Ewan McGregor in that movie.
Ewan McGregor was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool.
I prefer him as Obi, but it was cool.
Yeah.
You're not a Star Wars guy.
I mean, he's good. I like him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was cool as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He was great as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I guess. Not a big fan of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
But he was definitely a highlight in
Hello
otherwise horrible collection of movies. But that's another topic for another time.
Yeah, we'll probably do a tier list on that too.
Yeah, and just letting you know, most of those movies go D tier.
I think we'll rank them instead of going tier list because you're definitely putting all but like one in D tier, maybe two. We'll leave it for another time. But
yeah, because like a lot of them are a lot. I don't know if I have anything. If anything's even touching a B.
Well, that's why we're going to rank them.
Like
if we talk
Sith,
about
the last lightsaber fight, that was
now.
Dope.
Would you prefer that fight over the Phantom Menace, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon fight?
That was just that was funny. When they had to stop and pause, and then
that wasn't
this guy's over here pacing around, and then Obi's like, not Obi, Qui-Gon Jinn is like meditating. I thought that was funny. I was like, haha, they gotta wait.
J. Cole, meditate.
But
so I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think about Suicide Squad.
And then Darth Maul had the high ground, but lost.
He's not Obi-Wan. He's not Obi-Wan.
He's obviously better than Obi-Wan at that time.
I mean,
he's taking on two Jedi Knights.
And one of them is a Jedi Master, by the way. He kills a Jedi Master. Really, and nobody talks about how Darth Maul just like killed it. Now he did a dirty move in order to kill him, but also,
don't take away his dope.
I'm just saying it's.
But
it's a life and death situation.
He held both of them off. He held his own against two.
He did.
And like Siths are just real ones out here. Like they really just be throwing down against two Jedis like nothing. And washing them.
I mean,
like they don't even want to run
every time I think
against them.
Every time I think about how like powerful Sith are, it reminds me like the first thing that just popped into my head: Darth Vader at the end of Jedi Fallen Order. Like
the video game, right?
Yeah, the video
game. Yeah. That was wild. He just fucking ripped open the elevator door. I was like, yo, it's over.
Wild.
Exactly. And it's like it takes like 8 Jedis to kill one of these niggas, and they really just be holding their own.
I mean, hands. I prefer the Sith over the Jedi. I do.
I don't know what's old boy's name. The one that took on Yoda in Attack of the Clones. What was his name?
Oh, you're talking Dooku.
Yeah, Count Dooku. Yeah, he was really like, what? He took niggas' hands off. Like they threw hands, and he took
Anakin took his hands off.
I mean, but he caught it first.
He did. Yeah, he did. One hand, one arm.
But it was like, first of all, he was getting jumped again, and this is an old man. This is not even like.
You know
really
what? But he was a Jedi master.
You really jumping the old man?
It's like saying, if you jump Yoda, Yoda is gonna beat you.
But Yoda and him.
Yoda trained Count Dooku. Count Dooku trained Qui-Gon, and Qui-Gon trained Obi-Wan. Anakin.
They still jumped him.
All I'm saying is, if they tried to jump Yoda, same thing would have happened. Yoda would have just wrecked them.
He would have. Siths would have jumped Yoda?
I think so. I think Yoda was just like.
You think if Palpatine and Dooku jumped Yoda,
I think Yoda would have been able to pull it off. Yoda be fighting crazy, bro. He uses the Force and shit.
They ran the fade in 1-on-1, Palpatine and him, and Yoda lost.
Yoda didn't lose. Okay?
Who walked away like a bitch at the end of that fight?
Yeah, because the Jedi lost. That was more of the fact as
Yoda. They ran the Palpatine and him ran the fair one.
We're way off topic.
Yes, you're right. But they ran the fair one, 1v1, square up, shoot your shits, and Yoda lost. So if they did jump Yoda would have lost.
All right. Obi-Wan beat Anakin. So.
I mean, because the script said so. That's literally what it was.
I mean,
they were like, "Well, how's he gonna win? Give him the high ground. No, let him be up top. Right. Put him at the top part of the mountain, and then have him have to jump. That makes sense. Even though there's plenty of space to step around.
He really could have jumped
across.
He could have jumped just across, still like under, and then just kind of like worked his way up, like fighting instead of trying to jump over him. You don't have to jump. They were running
over on their time, and they were like, "This movie's getting way too long. How are we gonna fit?" That fight was like a whole 15 minutes.
That fight was
of them just fighting through the whole entire fucking web of that place.
And you know what? Props to both Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, because I'm looking at the time. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, I was more. I got to update on my watch.
Okay. That's why. Props to both of them, because they did that in real time. They trained really hard to do that. I don't know if you've seen the videos.
Yeah, I've seen the thing with them. Their little sticks.
Ridiculous.
Wow. But he could have just stepped off of the little floaty thing onto the other side, and then he turned to a little kid at the end, like, "You didn't let me play with my toys. I hate you." And then I was like, "Okay, time to turn this off."
That's what happened.
That's a little way he started whining. "I hate you.
I hate you."
I was like, "You never let me listen to my music." And it was a whole big thing.
All right, so going back
to DC.
Back to DC.
Suicide Squad. Interesting.
I mean, the video game.
And the video game looked really dope.
Looked pretty cool.
And I'm excited because it's taking place in the Arkham universe.
Which is really cool.
I don't know if you played Arkham Knight yet.
I have not played Arkham Knight because...
But something happens to Arkham Knight. I don't know where they're going to go from there. Is like that going to...
I'm assuming, and this is just because it's come out such a long time ago. I think it came out at the beginning of the PS4 lifespan. Definitely. Like the fact that it's kind of up in the air whether or not Batman's still alive. Is that what you're talking about?
He is still alive.
Okay, I don't know anything
else. Okay,
all right. That's fair enough. You can leave it like that. I will play it somewhat soon.
And then that opens the doors for like a Batman versus Superman thing, depending on what happens. So it's really, really dope.
Well, I mean, Superman's evil. Ooh. Brainiac. Yeah. Brainiac took over the Justice League.
I'm pretty sure that's going to resolve itself.
It's definitely going to resolve itself.
DC can't get rid of Superman.
Of course they can't get rid of Superman. What? I mean, it's smart of them to make him more of a boss instead of a playable character, because playing so as... it's super OP. Now, the trailer, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. Really dope. I'm more excited for this than I am the Marvel Avengers game, which it kind of looks like it.
I haven't even played the beta.
I haven't either.
I don't care.
I don't care to play the beta.
I have it downloaded. I look at it every day, and I just move right past it. Like,
nope, I don't care.
Not today.
I don't care for it.
It doesn't look good.
No,
it doesn't look fun.
It doesn't. Now the voice cast, the cast is phenomenal.
Yeah, but it's just.
But the game just doesn't. It doesn't look like it just looks weird. It looks like it's not fun. From what I've heard, there are some characters that it looks like they poured a lot of time into them and they made them fun. But then you have Hulk, who does like two things.
Yeah, then I heard, from Christian, who told me that, I don't know if it'll change, when the game is fully released. But a lot of that, like, you can't get a certain height with Iron Man without they kicking you out of the mission or saying, like, come back. You know how, like, in COD, where you go out of bounds?
Yeah, you go out of bounds.
Like
that's kind of
shit,
stupid.
Which is like, well, he has all this ability to do this.
I just want to fly. What if I just want to fly? I don't want to do the mission. I just want to fuck around and fly.
That whole
that's cool. Whatever.
Thing looks really bad.
Now, I know, when we're talking about Christian, I know he said, like, once Suicide Squad comes out, I don't know if it's only 2 players, but...
It has to be. At least 2 players.
I mean, it's going to be at least 2 players, but if it can be 3 or 4...
No, Gotham Knights is the one he said for sure.
Is only 2 player. Two player or single player.
Which should be...
There's 4 characters. You should at least be able to go up to 4.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't know if you remember the kind of like the GameCube era Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games.
Battle Nexus.
Battle Nexus. That one. Fire. Yeah. And you can play with 4 people. It was amazing. I love that game.
There was a mission in there where you had to carry this person. I don't remember who the character was, but I know you had to carry this person. It was basically like
escort mission.
Yeah. But you had to carry him, and I didn't know which button was to carry him. So I played this as a kid, frustratingly trying to figure out why won't this asshole move.
And it's because he had to carry him.
And that was the first time I ever I remember raging at a game. Was that game?
Yeah.
In frustration because he didn't move.
For me, it was Brave Fencer Musashi. Shout out to anybody that actually knows that game. Leave a comment down below if you do. But
you and the 3 other people that have played that game.
Dude, it's a fantastic game. It's great. They should either just remaster it, remake it, or just put it on the PlayStation Store. I would buy it. I would play it again. It was a great game. It's my childhood.
It definitely is.
The controls are wonky now. They're pretty bad, but so are the graphics. But I know he said he was looking forward to playing as Harley Quinn. I think you said you wanted to do like more Deadshot.
Oh no, we were talking about Gotham Knight. You're
no. We were still on Suicide Squad. You just mentioned Gotham Knight.
No. The thing you're talking about in the group chat was about this. I called Red Hood. You called Batgirl, and he called one of the Robins, Nightwing or Red Robin. I don't know how they're doing that.
Nightwing, but no. But I'm talking about all right, he texted me, not you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I'm really excited to play Harley Quinn," and I was like, "I'm assuming you were probably going to go Deadshot."
Why would you assume I'm going to go Deadshot?
I'm just assuming because he's black.
Wow. Man,
well, it's also because I would go Captain Boomerang because I think his skill set looks a lot more interesting than anybody else's.
With the teleporting
boomerang. I think that looks really cool, and I think it'd be really fun. I'm not much of a tank player, so King Shark is just
King Shark.
So that's why I'm just assuming you'd do like.
Wow. Racist. Black
but
person will play
Gotham Knights. Batman's dead. This is not the Arkham universe. Batman's dead. It looks like it's in the Arkham universe.
Yeah,
I'll say that much.
If it was.
It would be cool if it was,
but
it's not.
Gotham Knights looks dope.
Yeah,
another game I'm play as Red Hood. I want that.
I've always been a Batgirl fan. Really I can't wait to play as Batgirl.
Even though I don't like his build, but he looks too bulky up top, like mad, like. Ugh.
Like he just like.
Yeah, he looks really big, unnecessarily big.
Crazy in the gym.
Yeah. But still want to play that. Definitely want to play as Red Hood.
Yeah, I mean anything in the just like remotely.
I never liked Nightwing. He just looks very
gothy
and whiny, and I never liked him. I assume it's Damian that's going to be in there.
No. That's not Damian. That has to be Tim Drake.
Why though?
I mean, why him instead of?
You want Damian? Why would they give us Tim Drake? Who cares about Tim Drake?
And Tim Drake is fantastic Robin.
No one cares about Tim Drake.
Yeah, Red Robin, bro.
No one cares about Red Robin unless it's...
I mean, to be fair, if Batman were to die, I think Red Robin is the closest to being Batman than any other in the Bat family. In terms of detective work, smarts, just being able to come up with a lot of different gadgets. He's the smartest, by far. Obviously, other than Batman. If we're talking skill, probably Damian. If we're talking legacy, then I guess Nightwing.
It's Damian. That's the winner. Damian takes on grown men and washes them.
He does. I love Damian Wayne. I think he is my favorite Robin. 100%.
100% adult Deathstroke and whoop that ass.
I 100%.
So it's Damian. And then Damian will turn a little bit and it'll be like a more like bloodier Batman, and he'll just be gutting niggas in the street, just and that'd be fun. I'd imagine that's what that sounds like.
Yeah. Sorry, there's people being annoying.
That's cool. Not like we're filming anything
it's
or anything like that.
You could literally just cut this out.
Not like this is, pretty studio recording something.
Cool. What else did we have? We had a kind of a sneak peek at what Flash is going to look like in Flashpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, we have confirmed Ben Affleck is coming back. Pretty cool.
Is Michael Keaton coming
Michael Keaton is coming back, which is really cool.
And then they're going to tie it in with Robert Pattinson and kind of figure that whole situation out.
I don't know what's going to happen.
I like how he completely skipped over the Batman.
No. I literally said I want to leave that for last.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's something I really want to touch on. Of course we're going to talk about the Batman. You know what? I don't even care about anything else that was in... Let's talk Batman right now. That trailer
gave me an erection.
Oh,
one of the biggest erections I've ever had in my life.
God.
And yeah,
it was just the right tone. It was just the right, like the score was just perfect. Just the way it kind of introduced some of the villains that are going to be in it. The fact that like it looks like Riddler is going to kind of take the main antagonist role, which is great. I love Riddler. I've always wanted more Riddler in these movies, and obviously we had Jim Carrey Riddler, which was cool. But, a
little over the top.
Jim is... Love Jim. Live Jim. But very excited to see what happens. Obviously, from reports, this is kind of like a year 2 Batman.
Yeah, year 2.
Still very fresh. Still, and I like the fact that it looks like the GCPD is kind of working with him. I'm assuming, whether it's the corrupt,
the corruption
in the GCPD or whatever, is eventually going to turn at some point. There's a point in the trailer where it shows that he's fighting the police.
The cops, a couple times in that trailer.
Yeah, so
in the interrogation room was what it looks like, where he's kind of like being held back fighting.
Yeah,
and then when he's grappling hooking out of that room, you see them shooting at him.
You see him shooting him. So something happens. More than likely, the commissioner at that point is probably corrupt. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Because it's like young Detective Gordon you're getting.
Yeah.
Which I wonder how they're going to explain that in Flashpoint. How Jim Gordon starts off as a young black detective and becomes a white commissioner. So that's going to be interesting how they explain that.
Yeah.
I imagine alternate universes, right? Yeah, I'd imagine.
It's super easy.
That makes sense.
Also, isn't just kind of going back just a little bit because I just remembered this. Isn't Deadshot in the Arkham games white? Like, didn't he show up in? I'm pretty sure it's in City, and he's white.
I remember ever seeing Deadshot's face.
I'm like,
in the Arkham games.
I'm almost certain, and like,
I'm pretty sure in a lot of the early stuff he was white.
But what I'm saying is like, this is in the Arkham universe, and Deadshot is black.
Oh, this thing's Arkham. I don't remember ever seeing Deadshot's face in any of the City games.
I'm pretty sure.
I just remember seeing Deathstroke's probably the only face you ever saw.
No, because there was an actual mission in City where you like track down Deadshot, and I think you either get the trophy or something. I could have sworn. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was white.
Deadshot's white. I don't know. Take a look.
Which is that's something that needs to be explained. How do you turn black?
Or maybe you're just racist and want to imagine him as white.
Why would I want to imagine him as white?
That's something you got to talk to yourself about.
Damn.
I don't want to answer questions. But back to the Batman.
Yeah, let's back to the Batman. Okay. First off, Catwoman.
Yes.
Love her.
Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz is amazing.
Granted, you only saw her eyes, but they were very attractive eyes.
Very attractive eyes.
And I was like, those are pretty good eyes for Catwoman.
Was that Colin Farrell as Penguin?
Yeah, it was. With all 100%. The prosthetics and stuff like that.
Which, the first time I saw that trailer, didn't even notice it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, old white man. I didn't know who it was. And then later on, I was like, oh shit, that was Colin Farrell.
That's Colin Farrell.
Crazy. I was like, oh shit.
The prosthetics look so good.
They really do.
So good. Also, the Batsuit looks phenomenal.
Looks good.
I had some pause at first.
Oh.
but it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, in a lot of the early artwork, it looked very much like the Daredevil costume from
Daredevil, Netflix,
the TV show, the Netflix one. But what I do love is that they're finally filling in the plot hole that Batman wears eyeliner.
Oh my god! Thank you.
In all these movies, they never address it. He'll take off his mask.
There's a moment. There's a moment in Batman Returns, the second Tim Burton movie, where it shows him in one shot. You know, eyes are black. In the next shot, when he's taking the mask off,
eyes go away. It's in every single one.
He has the mask on with no eyeliner on, which looks super weird, and he rips it off. And I'm just like, I get it.
Just admit that he wears the eyeliner. And fucking no, and you can see it a little bit in the Dark Knight Rises when Bane is beating the shit out of Batman. And he cracks the cowl of the mask. You can see a little bit of the eyeliner, but it's not really addressed.
It's not the same. It's never
like no one ever talks about it. So that means before Batman goes out fighting crime, he sits in front of a mirror for who knows how long. I don't know if he has like makeup tutorials he watches on YouTube, but he definitely has to have some
type of gadget that he made to apply the perfect amount of eyeliner. He would make
millions in Sephora. So like he would just have to
so much money. But also he already has millions, so he doesn't care.
But he could make more.
He could make more. I mean, he
just so that Sephora, all these YouTubers would be using it.
But they would be like, "Why do you have that? Why'd you make that?"
He got into cosmetics. Bruce Wayne. You got to invest. I'd imagine when you have that much money, you got to dabble.
You got to dabble in different things,
areas to expand.
I mean, he is a billionaire.
Exactly. He has sex with so many models. He understood that there was a problem and a need in that market.
Of course.
And he took Wayne Tech into that direction. And Wayne Tech became a beauty supplier of beauty things.
Yeah, sure.
And
let's all right.
Next thing you know, they're competing with Sephora. Or what's the other one that the women like?
Ulta,
right? Ulta's big. Next thing you know, it's like Wayne, Ulta, Fenty. You gotta have a whole bunch of stuff going on right there.
All right.
DC, call me. I got a great movie for you.
Let's talk about that beatdown.
That was intense.
Really intense.
Those were kids.
He did not hold back.
Batman said, "Fuck them kids." He beat the shit out that kid.
I'm vengeance.
And I'm vengeance.
That Batman voice was great.
And then he had the camera. One of the kids had the camera out, like his phone recording.
He looked scared. I mean, those kids look scared. What?
And the big question behind, like, what's the makeup for? Like, you know, a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of speculations. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of speculations. We'll see where it goes. This has the potential to be so good. I'm like so excited. Will it be good is
the question.
Will it be good? But I hope so. This looks phenomenal. And obviously we've been let down by but this does also look like an independent kind of DC film, not necessarily part of the DCEU. Again,
you assume that Flashpoint's going to reset everything.
That's
so
the problem.
Be a part of
but that also depends on how the Snyder Cut is received. Because I'm assuming if the Snyder Cut is received really well, Ben Affleck will probably stay on.
Those rumors, I don't know how true that is about the HBO Max series with Ben Affleck. So
as Batman?
Yeah, so if they do the whole Flashpoint thing, they could just have Batman doing his HBO Max thing on the side and then run their main timeline with Robert Pattinson and whoever they want to build around that. I'm okay with that as well.
That sounds so.
I assume that's literally why they're holding on to Flashpoint, just to see what happens. So if they got to wreck the whole entire thing and start from scratch,
I mean that's what Flashpoint is for. Like, that's exactly what it's for. It's Flashpoint is great. Oh, you fucked up.
Oh, we don't like these movies? Copy Flashpoint coming out tomorrow.
You know why that's also an exciting prospect, because Deathstroke. Joe Manganiello, that man,
something.
Flash in the first Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
that guy. Flash yes, he was Flash Thompson in the first Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I mean, he looked great.
He looked great as that
Deathstroke.
Yeah,
he looked great as Deathstroke.
I would have loved to have seen that.
I actually would have loved to see Mark Zuckerberg evolve as Lex Luthor.
He did look all right. So obviously,
great in the suit.
He looked great in the suit with the bald head. Now the thing is, does he have the same mannerism?
I don't know.
Hopefully not. But maybe something happened in prison that changed him forever.
Exactly. And as I have many uncles who have been, and they don't come out the same.
They don't. So I'm Vengeance. Phenomenal.
Great.
The Batcar looks great.
Yeah, and it looks very homemade too, with
it's second year Batman.
Stuff, so it's like
second year Batman. I love that they kind of went with that route. Like, of course, he's not going to have the Batmobile
and even
right out.
Even the Batcave looks empty. It's just a bunch of like he has like
computers,
a MacBook
monitors,
Pro and
just a whole bunch of monitors.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. It looks great.
It looks cool.
Alfred, he's played by.
I love that they fix Alfred. I hate that in fucking. In Batman vs Superman and Justice League, him and Alfred look the same age.
They did.
I'm like, what?
They did. Who is it? Andy Serkis, right?
Yeah, Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. I love Andy Serkis.
Yeah, Andy Serkis is great.
He's great, and he's cool.
He's cool. So I don't know how excited to see. I mean, it's kind of hard to top Michael Caine. He's like to me, that's always going to be Alfred.
I failed you.
I'll fight you. You trusted me, and I failed you.
And then the little when he sees him across the cafe, like
that's always going to be my Alfred.
He is Alfred.
It's gonna be hard to top.
One thing I am upset about, and I'm excited for Jim Gordon in this universe. I did kind of want more J.K. Simmons. I like J.K. Simmons. I do. Now,
don't want to give a black actor a shot. That's crazy.
Now, if him stepping down also means more J. Jonah Jameson in the Marvel universe in the MCU,
that could be great.
I'm down for that too. Bring Toby back. Spider-Verse.
Do without Toby.
Spider-Verse.
Toby was a little whiny bitch. I never really liked Tobey Maguire.
What?
He was just like no. So nerdy, I never liked him. Never liked him.
All right. Well, I mean,
I enjoyed Andrew Garfield as, but not like the movies, but I enjoyed him as Spider-Man.
Yeah,
and Peter.
Yeah, as Peter, definitely. He definitely looked like he was a teenager. Yeah. Like that was something that was new.
Tobey Maguire. I mean, he has the best Spider-Man movie. Spider-Man 3 will forever go down as the greatest Spider-Man movie
fantastic
ever made.
Ever. Nothing comes close. There it is.
The greatest. Oh my god, the greatest dance sequence in any type of musical. Nothing beats that.
Nothing.
Dig on this. Greatest. But we're actually out of time.
Yeah, we are out of time. So we are
you
going
have something written if you want to take us out.
I don't have
you don't have an outro?
Yeah. I was focused on the intro, but you know what? Let's wing it. Let's wing it this time around, all right? Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, well, just leave a comment down below telling us
like
why.
it anyways, regardless.
Don't please like it. Like, it helps out.
Don't.
He needs to feed his family.
Exactly.
Please like the video. Subscribe. Keep up to date with everything we're coming out with. We have a lot of projects that I know we keep saying we have a lot of projects, but we are working towards getting a full schedule worked out so that we can get
we're working on it.
These videos out more often. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Enjoy.
Have a good one, guys.